Hi guys, and welcome back to Let's Do It ASMR. Today I am going to be talking about kind of beginning my weight loss journey. It's going to be more of a ramble video, as I haven't written down a script or anything. But anyway, just yesterday, I started my weight loss journey. Since nobody really knows me, my general story, I guess, my whole weight loss journey is basically I have a binge eating disorder, and then to top it off, PCOS, which stands for polycystic ovary syndrome, I believe. I always forget the exact wording. So combine all that, I started gaining weight. I'd say I started gaining weight about 2015, 2016. As I remember my weight being like 205. I'm 6 feet tall, so 205 is like a little bit extra pounds, but not that much. A healthy weight is like 180, 190 for my height. And so I started gaining weight slowly but steadily. And in 2017, I weighed 280 to 290. I fluctuated my weight a lot. And then I missed my period. I was like 40 days past when my period was supposed to be, so like 70 cycle days or something like that into it. And I went to the doctor thinking I was getting pregnant or whatever. I don't remember if I could have been pregnant or not. But they're like, "You're not pregnant, bro." Basically, they even did like an ultrasound, and there's no baby in there. And that's when I was diagnosed with PCOS. But I still gained weight. And then July 2019, I was at my heaviest weight, which was 320 pounds. And that's when my mom got engaged, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be the heaviest person at the wedding. I did not want to be, being a bridesmaid and being big or on like the bigger side. Not to mention, my quality of life drastically went down being at that weight. I was like 120, 140 pounds overweight. And it's getting, there's a lot of like health problems with that. And then I lost, I would say 60 pounds, but I think it's more like 70. You guys can do the math. At my lowest, which was in January 2020, I weighed 240 pounds. So I guess at 60, which is 300, and then at 20, so I guess I lost 8 pounds. Pretty good. A lot over halfway. But my binge eating disorder kind of got the best of me after about 6 months or whatever, however long it was. And I mix that with not being able to handle transitions as well as I'd like. And just 2020 in general. Like, come on, guys. We all know how 2020's been. And all that combined, I gained all my weight back and more. I now weigh 138. Well, today I weigh 137.6. So I've lost 1 bit of weight. But yesterday when I started my journey, it was not one. Why am I saying one? Jesus, I'd be like skin bones if I was 338 pounds. So sorry, correction, I guess. So I gained 18 pounds more than my previous heaviest weight. So I decided to start losing weight again because I don't want to be big, I don't want to be huge. I know I'm beautiful and I have self-confidence and everything like that, but there's a lot of things that are hard, like just walking, like a simple walk, like 100 feet, not even like uphill or anything. I'll be huffing and puffing, and my sister, older sister, actually commented one time when we were just walking around the store, and she was like, "Is there anything wrong with you? You're breathing so loud," and it's kind of embarrassing. My sister's kind of notorious for being kind of rude like that, but and yeah. And also, I guess TMI moment. It's getting harder for me to wake myself after using the bathroom, and I don't want to have to rely on something like wake myself. Luckily, I'm not there yet, but I know if I keep going down that path, I will be. And I don't want to be on like that 600-pound life show where they can't do anything by themselves. Other problems I have is just quality of life in general. Like, I love amusement parks, and we have one that is in the state where I live. I live in the Midwest United States, for people who don't know. I'm not going to give out my exact location, but in the state that has the amusement park. Back in like 2018 or so, I went to it, and that's when I was like 280 pounds. And the rides that I could fit on, I had to like squeeze, and they really hurt my legs, especially. And I wasn't even like touching the bottom of the seat because like the sides came up a little bit. I think to help keep you inside or something. But this one particular ride, they couldn't get the belt down low enough, not even to the first notch, because it has like different notches, and they couldn't get it to the first like gear that would lock in, so they had to kick me off the ride, and it was pretty embarrassing. And I was at 280 pounds, and I can't imagine being almost 8 pounds higher, being off at a ride. So that's kind of a goal of mine, is to be able to ride on amusement rides without struggling to fit on a ride, without my legs hurting. And then another thing is movie theater seats. Now I'm lucky because a lot of them are those recliner ones, which are bigger seats, but a lot of them are not. I shouldn't say a lot of them have been remodeled, but there's a good few ones around my area that don't have the recliners, and I can barely fit in there, and some of them hurt my sides, hurt my hips, because I'm like squished in there like a little sardine. It's kind of embarrassing. So I'm like limited to what movie theaters I can go to, and even the recliners, because a lot of my weight sits in my hips and stomach area. Sorry, I had a cough. Even the recliners are getting kind of a little bit snug, so I want to be able to go to a movie theater and not have to worry or be in pain for like 2 hours, because it's not a recline chair. And also, I have lots of reasons for losing weight, which is good, because just having one motivation can work, but having multiple motivations and multiple reasons can really help when one reason isn't really cutting it anymore. So my other reason, or kind of problem area, kind of mix, I guess, is my younger sister and I used to do 5Ks together. I mean, it wasn't really drastic. Really the only 5K we did was during like a family. My older sister was in college, and I always had a family weekend at the beginning trying, running and everything like that. I'm not saying walkers aren't tryers or whatever, but like those one people who get like really into it, who run the whole thing, who try and like beat their time and stuff. Like that's what my little sister and I would do. And now she's getting older. She's old enough to be in sports, and one of her sports is cross country, and so she's getting even better of a runner. So I really want to be able to run with her and do 5Ks, especially now that she's becoming a teenager. Well, she is. She just turned 13. But when she gets like 15, 16, more mid-teenage years, I want to be able to sign up for 5Ks or even 10Ks and be able to run with her and keep with her to her pace. So, I don't want to be like, I can't even run like 10 feet and all that stuff. And then also just overall health. I knew like this might be TMI for some people. I don't really know, but I knew like the farts and your bowel movements and things like that could be dependent on your diet, but I didn't realize how much of your diet impacts those things. Eating junk food and everything causes not the best bowel movements, diarrhea and all that. And also, I fart like no other. That's, some people might be like, why are you telling all this? I'm just keeping it real. I'll probably do a lot of videos. If you made it this far, just know I'll probably do a lot of videos ranting, or telling, like, story time videos. I'm talking about my life and stories and things I've done and all that. So a lot of these, especially until I get a video, I'll probably just be ranting about the stuff mainly and some sounds. But today is just a talking video. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. And so when I lost weight the first time, my first round of losing weight, my bowels went from a good like diarrhea to solid normal poops. And my farts, like I usually fart. Actually, I haven't really farted that much today, but usually I fart like 3 to 5 times a day, and they're like horrible, stinky farts. It's not just like ones that like make a lot of sound or like don't make a lot of sound, but like don't stink. These ones are like really stinky ones. Sorry if you don't want to hear about that, but whatever. I have no shame with this sort of thing. So, but I noticed when I lost weight the first time is I barely farted out. Like I never farted. Maybe it's like twice a month or something. I don't. That's very rare. And I kind of want that back because my older sister is very, very modest and like conserved. And that if you fart, it's like the end of the world. She'd be like, "Oh my gosh, ew, you're so gross. Oh my god." Like she's extra like that. Well, she's not really extra. She's just very modest, I guess. It's like, yeah, she's her. That's all I say. Like I don't want to say names because I respect people's privacy. And right now, I'm not really in the mood for being like public, if you know what I mean. But we usually say this is not her real name. Disclaimer, not her real name. But let's pretend her name is Rose. I don't know. Just maybe we just say Rose is Rose. Rose PCOS. My PCOS, although you are born with PCOS, if you have it, it can go into what's called remission, and it can be, for some people, it's really severe and always been severe. Some people, it's more on the mild side. Mine is more on the mild side, or I say it's medium. I wouldn't say it's super mild, but I wouldn't say it's super not mild, if that makes sense. And so, but my PCOS was a remission. I didn't notice anything besides like a heavier period and big blood clots and veins, which was probably a sign, but I didn't really have much symptoms, if any, until I gained weight, until I got to like 280, which was, like I said, my missed period. And so I know that goes away. I had trouble with my period being regular. Like sometimes I would go like 3 months without a period, and my periods were regular up to my last period. Actually, my last period was about the same as the first time I missed it. It was 60 cycle days, which is 30 days late. So I know because of losing weight the first time that it goes back to normal. It goes into what's called remission. Basically, you still have it, but you don't have any symptoms, and it's essentially like you don't have it. If you were tested, you wouldn't be diagnosed with it. And so I know it can go back in remission. And so I'm hoping, I shouldn't say I'm hoping. I know once I lose enough weight, it will go back in remission, and I want that to happen. And just another goal I have is wanting to fit into clothes. Now, obviously, I fit into clothes, but I have to limit myself where I shop. Right now, I can really only shop at Torrid, a little bit of Amazon, though there's a lot of Amazon that's not really plus size. Lane Bryant, and a few other stores probably that I don't really shop at, but Target, I barely can fit into some of their clothes. A lot of times has limited selection. Same with Walmart. I can't fit into JCPenney clothes. Their highest size, at least in person. Online, I might be able to. I haven't checked, but in person, I can't. They don't have my size when I'm there, if they even carry it. Rue 21, Forever 21, before it closed, at least locally closed. I don't know if it's like all together closed or if it's just that one store, but I never want to really wear Abercrombie or Hollister, but I wouldn't be able to anyway. Maurice's, I've heard that their jeans are good for plus size people, but overall I can't find clothes that fit me, at least in person. All this is in person too, because I do my clothes shopping in person. So there's plenty of other stores that don't fit me, so I'd like to be able to go to a lot more stores and to have them fit me, So that's kind of my hope with my weight loss and stuff, and my goals. Now I plan to, my plan for weight loss, like food wise, what am I going to be doing weight, is I want to exercise daily, because right now I have a very sedentary job. At most I walk 2,000 steps. I have like a step counter on my phone, and at most I walk 2,000, but most days I'm walking 500 to 1,000 steps. That's not a lot. My old job, I used to walk 10,000 on a slow day, 20,000 on a fast day, and like 15,000 on average. So I'm exercising every day. Not too intense, but still kind of a medium intensity. Doing YouTube videos, because right now the gyms are closed because of the coronavirus. That's actually why I'm not really at my old job where I walked a lot. because gyms are supposed to be closed, so they close their gym at the apartment. So and now it's winter, and I live in the Midwest United States, so it's getting cold up in here. And I believe it's not good to breathe in cold air, especially like negative degrees. Thankfully, it hasn't been negative degrees, but it's December. It's going to get there. Today is actually pretty nice. It's like 45 degrees in December, which is weird because it never is 45 degrees in December. Like, what is this? But I guess it's climate change, you know. I don't want to listen to a debate on whether climate change is man-made or not, because a lot of people say it's not man-made. You know, Earth goes through natural cycles, like the ice age, and then leaving the ice age. But then a lot of people say that it is man-made, or that the majority of it is man-made. I'm not going to really give my opinion on it, because I don't feel like debating, but whatever you believe, the Earth is changing. It's changing whether you think it's mainly man-made or mainly not, or a mixture of both, or not changing at all. It is changing. But I'm not going to discuss further. So it's been a lot more milder winters, I realized. So we used to get like a foot of snow once a week, and now it's like once a month too. Depends on the month. Some months are like once a week, but I've noticed that lately it's been a lot warmer of winters. A lot less snow. It's either a lot less snow or a lot more snow. It's either warmer or very, very cold. Like we had polar vortex where it's negative 60 degrees out for a whole entire week. I think that's in 2018. And that's before I had a car, so I had to walk 30 minutes to work. And believe me, I put a little up. It was like ice was all over me. But anyway, that's kind of off topic. Hence why I call this a rambling video, but that's for another story. But with my weight loss, okay, what I plan to do is I plan to do intermittent fasting. And that basically is where you don't eat for a certain amount of hours, and then you have like a what's called an eating window where you can eat. And for my eating window, it's going to be noon to 8 o'clock. And so I'm going to fast from like 8 o'clock through the night, and then basically skipping breakfast. I never really ate breakfast anyway, usually, because I used to work second shift. I'd wake up too late, mainly for breakfast. By the time I wake up, it'd be like 10 sometimes. Sometimes, if I was really tired, it would be like 11 or noon, so, and so it's just a natural thing, but I'm going for it, even though I'm getting up early now. Sorry, I did a big yawn. I don't know, whispering always makes me kind of tired. I don't realize how loud some noises are until you start whispering and you're like, shit, that yawn is loud. I don't know. Okay, I don't know why I thought that was funny, but where was I going with this? I had a point. Oh yeah, intermittent fasting. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'm also going to track my calories, at least in the beginning, because my portion sizes are going off now and everything like that. So right now I'm going to try to eat 1,300 because my recipe I think it's BMR. It's basically your how many calories you burn in a day if you were sitting there and doing nothing. Because I'm going to sitting there and doing nothing right now, and that's like 1,600. So deficit of negative 3,500 calories total for the whole week to burn a pound, theoretically. So I'm going to try. I will allow myself to have one serving of sweets because I have a bit major sweet tooth. So I know I can't deprive myself of sweets. Otherwise, I will probably end up binging. And so, yeah, that way I'll suppress, I get my sweets in and everything. And actually, my treatment that I'm kind of doing for my BED is that you don't cut out any particular food group. Like, you don't cut out dairy, you don't cut out sweets, you don't cut out anything. You just moderate, you learn to become friends with food. Like, I can eat just one slice of cake right now. I kind of treat it as an addiction. Minus the one serving dessert, because honestly, sweets are kind of sugar for me. Once I eat one, it's like I'm like a crazed beast. And I just eat the whole cake. That's kind of an exaggeration. I can't eat a whole cake, but I can easily eat like half a cake if I want to. Especially flourless cake. Oh, so good. I love flourless cake. It's like so dense and fudgy. Anyway, I was just thinking of that because I made it like a week ago. But yeah. So, kind of taking everything in moderation. Another kind of thing, being treatment, is practicing intuitive eating. When you want food, you stop and you think, and you're like, do I really want it? And, well, not necessarily do I really want it, because I do, but am I actually hungry? Why do I want to eat right now? Am I feeling stressed? Am I actually hungry? Am I bored? Boredom is a main trigger for me. Am I sad? What's causing me to want to eat right now? If it's not hunger, then I need to figure out how to deal with the emotions I'm feeling, whether I'm stressed or sad or bored. If I'm bored, I try to exercise. My go-to, coping skills is to exercise. Especially with boredom, to do an activity or try to think of activity. Go for a walk. If I'm sad, maybe just cry it out or something. Basically, anything other than drugs or eating. I'm not really drug addict. I just say I'm not really. I don't do drugs. Except for Tylenol, but that's not really a drug, okay? I mean, it is, but not the kind that I'm talking about. Not like heroin or marijuana. Anyway, probably just dig myself a hole. But yeah, I'm working on that mental health side of things, because if my BED doesn't get better, or I don't fulfill treatment, or whatever, I don't know, describe what I'm trying to say, I'm going to gain weight back like I did last time, because I didn't completely get over BED. And BED is one of those things, like addiction. You're going to be stuck with BED your whole kind of a thing. Like addiction, you can be clean, but it's going to be a struggle every day to stay clean. That's kind of how BED is, and sugar especially is just as addictive. I don't remember, I read this a few years ago, so it could have changed. I don't remember the source. You can probably Google it to see if there's any new information, but I read that sugar is 7 times more addictive than heroin, and 7 to 10, I forgot the exact percentage, 7 to 10 times harder to be clean off of, I guess, to stop being addicted to than heroin, and those are there's food everywhere in people. I mean, there's always enablers, even as a drug addict. I'm sure I am people who want to enable you to do drugs. But with food addiction, I feel like there's even more. Because if I say no, I don't want cake, it'll be, oh, why don't you want cake? You can't like my cake. People will like kill you. And they'll be like, oh, you need to stop worrying about your weight. You're being obsessive about it. And you just have a cookie. It's just a cookie. But when you say that to someone who's a BD or like a sugar addiction or something like that, like me, it's essentially the same as going to an alcoholic or going to a heroin addict and being like, oh, you don't want alcohol? Well, maybe do you just not like my alcohol? It's just one drink or one shoot up. It's just one hit. Just learn, So I kind of, and my psychologist who's helping me kind of treats my BD kind of like an addiction, because at this point it is kind of an addiction. And I feel like the addiction approach is actually really helping me with it, and no other approach has really helped me. I can't cut it out completely, but I know I can't give up cake and cookies my whole life. Sorry, I can't. Cookies are too good. So I have to learn to moderate it. But I kind of right now, I make sure that it's not my house. I don't let people buy things for me like that as much as possible. Anyway, can't help Christmas stockings or anything like that because my mom always has stockings, even though I'm like 21. But that's just the thing that she likes to do. But I don't keep like a bowl of candy in my house because I know I'm going to eat it. But yeah, that is kind of my weight loss plan. If you guys are interested, I will, keep you guys updated. Most likely, I will post Allah's audio only. There will probably be a picture of my before picture on there so you guys can see, especially when I make progress videos, and you can see kind of my progress. It's just gonna be one picture, nothing really special, but I got something for there to be, something, because I think it helps with like thumbnails and whatnot as well. So thank you guys for listening to me rant. I don't really know if I wrapped that up good or if I missed anything I want to talk about. I don't think so. Okay, I talked about why I want to lose weight, kind of my problem areas I hope to fix. A little bit about why I've gained weight, what I'm doing to lose it and to get better. So I think I kind of covered all like different basics, and now it's just trying to lose weight and hopefully making progress. So I guess in the comments below for like my 5 viewers, you can comment, if you've ever struggled with any of the things I mentioned, like PCOS, BD, weight loss, weight gain, or anything like that, I'm open to discussion. And I wish you all the best. Hopefully, my story or my rambles makes you guys sleepy, even if it's like, I don't want to say a weird way, but this is not really a topic you typically fall asleep to. Usually it's just, I don't know. But hopefully you guys found my voice soothing, despite the topic being a little bit more serious. So if you guys want me to keep making like updates and everything, then let me know. Oh yeah, I should probably mention this. I'm also every day posting a sticky note. Every week posting a sticky note of like a new quote of the week, and it's for weight loss and to keep me motivated and stuff to look at, positive affirmations are a deal. So my quote of the week is, I am